Elite Facts presents
10 superpowers we'd totally abuse.
10.
Mind reading. Now, we're not talking full-blown telepathy here. You don't have the ability to control people. All you can do is listen in on what they're thinking. While this might seem novel at first, learning more about a person than they'd ever care to tell, but it would also come at a cost of finding out just what other people think about you. You can pretend that you don't care, but much like with precognition, simply knowing will just eat away at your soul from the inside. That knowing that no one really likes you, that you're all alone. Oh, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, please.
9.
Precognition. Being able to see into the future seems like a cool thing. You'd be prepared for literally any situation by avoiding it like the plague. However, having this insight into the events to come could cause you to become incredibly paranoid. The extent of your foresight could allow you to see the deaths of your friends and family, be that by sheer chance or natural causes. Either way, if you try to help your friends or not act at all, knowing something like that would have a lasting effect on you as a person. Can you live with knowing?
8.
Xray Vision. Alright, we all know where this is going, so let's just get it out of the way. Teenage boys are going to spy on the girls' changing room, and the girls are going to get the blame for getting dressed. The ability to see through solid objects is a classic superpower from the older, more innocent days of comics. Nowadays, our youth are becoming more and more perverse, and the likelihood is that they'd use their newfound ability to simply spy on the neighbor's naughty antics. Makes it even worse knowing that us grown-ups would do it too, and we'll just leave that there.
7.
Duplication. You'd think that having multiple versions of yourself running around would prove useful. You could never be ganged up on, you could do numerous amounts of things at once, but most importantly, you'd never be alone. You could expect a lot of infighting though. Who's gonna do what chore that day? Who's gonna be the designated driver? What film are you gonna watch? Who gets to sleep with the wife tonight? Eventually, amongst all the confusion of what's happening and who's doing what, you may even forget which one of you is actually the original you.
6.
Hardlight constructs. Think like Green Lantern and create a physical object out of solidified light. Sounds crazy, but imagine conjuring up a jet plane out of nothing, or creating a protective bubble to surround yourself in. Possibilities are quite literally endless, or at least as endless as your imagination. Say at the end of a long, hard day, you just want to sit down and watch some television, and maybe have a cup of tea. But, oh no, all your cups are in the washing machine. Well, never mind, I'll create a psionic cup and put my tea in that. Problem solved. Maybe make a pair of scissors and cut your nose hairs. Use that power to the fullest as you sleep in your strange light construct of a bed. Great use of your imagination there, my friend.
5.
Pyromancy. Creating and controlling fire. It was mankind's first achievement and is attributed to our survival as a species. There's almost a primal urge and fascination about flames that just draws us in. But you know that with this power, there would be someone out there who would be so enthralled with the flames that they'd just end up carelessly burning down their own house, or setting their neighbor's house ablaze, or finally getting payback on their boss for firing them by literally firing him, etc. And when that happens, everyone else who can control fire would be looked down on for no other reason than just being able to control fire. And that's why we can't have nice things.
4.
Telekinesis. Don't go confusing this with telepathy. That happens all too often. Telekinesis is actually the ability to levitate things with your mind, which would actually be pretty handy. If you find something obstructing your path, simply levitate it out of the way and continue on your merry way. Although, as with most things, your power could eventually find itself being used for more mundane stuff. Oh, I left my phone in the other room. I'll just sit here and levitate it towards me. Man, I could really use a drink. Let's just have one prepare itself in the kitchen and float in here to me while I just sit here watching TV. You'd effectively become the laziest person on the planet, and as much as we all like to sit around and not get up off the couch from time to time, it would get pretty boring pretty quick.
3.
Size manipulation. Being able to grow and shrink seems like a great idea. Short people could finally tower over the tall jackasses who dared to pick on them for their height. You could finally stand out in a crowd, towering over everyone else. You'd always have the best seat in the house. And hey, if you get really annoyed one day and want to prove a point, just grow Godzilla-sized and destroy the place. But let's get real for a second. All this growing and shrinking is going to ruin your wardrobe. Shrinking, not so much, but growing is going to rip your clothes to shreds, and in either case, you're going to end up naked. And I don't think anyone wants that, unless you're into that stuff, in which case, each to their own.
2,
Super speed. The next best thing to flying is getting there quicker. After the amazing X-Men Days of Future Past Quicksilver scene and his subsequent scene in X-Men Apocalypse, more and more people are warming up to the idea of getting to any location within a matter of seconds, preferably listening to some classic pop song. You could quite easily travel from one country to another since you'd be able to run on water. However, if you could complete a task within a couple of seconds, you'd eventually find yourself with an ungodly amount of free time. Things would become pretty boring pretty quick. Let's not forget all the food you'd have to eat in order to help keep your energy levels up. Frankly, all that effort just to run faster sounds kind of tiring.
1,
Flight. Being able to fly would be awesome. Instead of having to catch the bus to school or carpool to work, just imagine being able to soar above the clouds, far above everything, and just be at peace with the world before literally coming back down to Earth to continue your day. It would be a blissful way to travel anywhere. Want a quick holiday? Just fly to France for the weekend. Got an important package you want to send? Why not just fly it to the person you're sending it to? But let's be honest, it would get to the point where we'd stop walking altogether and just float a couple of inches off the ground. And even then, you'd probably be required to get a flying license just to be allowed to float above the crowds. And ladies, skirts might not be an option.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more elite facts.